What are some advantages of Progressive car insurance? I suppose it depends in which way you're dealing with them. Progressive gained prominence by being one of the few companies to willingly write policies and provide coverage for high-risk drivers. If you're one of those drivers who couldn't get insurance elsewhere because of your driving record, you might tend to have a more positive view of them. If you're one of their customers who has a good record and eventually find out you've been paying higher rates than you needed to help cover drivers with poorer records, you might be less enthusiastic. If you're not a customer of theirs but find yourself having to get a claim paid because of one of their drivers, as I once did, you will likely find dealing with them to be a horrible experience and curse their very existence. One of the ways they keep their rates lower is by using every dirty trick in the book to avoid paying claims that they can get away with. As someone who had a brand new, sitting vehicle struck and damaged by one of their policy holders, I can say definitively they are one of two auto insurance companies I would not ever consider doing business with under any circumstance because of their unethical practices. But then again, if I were a high-risk driver and couldn't get insurance elsewhere, I might appreciate their efforts to keep from paying legitimate claims on my behalf. They aren't bad. I had a policy with them a few years ago, but many companies now are dazzled by technology and not much interested in customer privacy. The only way to get a good rate is to agree to a driving monitor device in your vehicle. I have an excellent driving record but didn't like the idea of a device recording me all the time. Plus, if you want to control your payments, not do automatic payments, they charge you extra. Suppose you change banks while on auto pay, it's a nightmare to adjust. I am not being paid for this, but if your driving record is good, look into Amica Mutual. They don't insist on intrusive technology and they give you a chance to show that you can establish a prompt payment record without auto pay. I'm not sure they operate in all 50 states, so if not, do your research. Prices vary widely by region. Don't let yourself be sold, but research what's best in price and quality. Progressive sucks. They are the only company I've dealt with who will screw their own clients. Where they have everyone is they're one of the only companies who will insure new and high-risk drivers, but they rape the hell out of them because Progressive knows they're desperate for insurance. My vehicle was hit by a Progressive customer and the company ran a bus over them without hesitation, both in compensation and on the phone when I spoke to them. I was very surprised at the attitude they took. I had USAA and dumped them, then Liberty Mutual, and left them, and now I'm with Kemper and have been exceptionally pleased with both their rates and service. Yes, I think it is. Having been insured by Progressive for more than 10 years, their cost, coverage and service has actually exceeded my expectations. I could tell you a few stories to support my positive thoughts, but the bottom line is very favorable. Progressive as a respectable insurance company is about the best I can tell you. I have heard few complaints about them, unlike some of the cut-rate companies you hear advertising on television. All these insurance companies that advertises on TV did poorly in Consumer Reports ratings in the September 2019 issue. Remember that advertising on TV is expensive and that money has to come from somewhere.